Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Galactic Gonks Star Wars Unlimited Artist Spotlight. Today, I'm going to go over the art of Set 6, the best art, in our opinions, of course. And yeah, so let's get started. One thing I wanted to say about FFG and Star Wars Unlimited and the art of Set 6 is it seems like they've really found their stride with art, and there's a lot of consistency in all of the art. We're just seeing a lot of great art and not as many duds. And I even wanted to shout out the bases. The bases themselves are so good in this set. They're just beautiful. Some of them, if I was counting bases, might be the best art. But in this case, we're just talking about the hyperspace variants of the regular cards, and so that's what we're doing. So the first one we're going to talk about is Vigilance, and in Vigilance, I want to shout out Death Trooper, the reprint, because that was one of the best arts of set one. And we have a noteworthy card that I almost picked, but I have a feeling that it was because of character bias. It was Captain Rex by Benjamin Paulus. It's a great card, but I don't think it is the best art of Vigilance. And so I have my honorable mention is Knowledge and Defense by Mark Eskacheks. This one, yes, it does have a little bit of character bias, but it's because it's Yoda. But I feel like it's unusual enough and just beautifully done that I think it deserves the honorable mention. This cartoony style caricature of Yoda is just wonderful. Wonderful lighting effects, wonderful sense of space. And yeah, that's why it's my honorable mention for Vigilance. Now, my number one card, in my opinion, of course, is in Vigilance is Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle. This one I just passed on and then kept just coming back and said, like, this card has such depth to it, and the colors are beautiful. The walkers are just all into the background. There's a beautiful sunset. I think that E.J. Dela Cruz, one of the best artists for Star Wars Unlimited, really knocked this one out of the park. And yeah, so it is my number one art for Vigilance in set 6. Now let's look at some of what the other Gonks chose for their favorites in Vigilance. All right, so now let's talk about Command. One thing that's noteworthy in Command is we actually finally got a Gonk droid, which is touching for us Gonks, and he's gonna hopefully be a good card. But the art's not horrible. But yeah, I just wanted to point it out. The honorable mention. This was a very tough choice. I love the honorable mention. The honorable mention is Queen Amidala by Johnny Morrow, one of my favorite artists of Star Wars Unlimited. And this could have very well been the number one set art of the set. But I think that the thing that Johnny Morrow is going for, which is kind of like the sense of solitude with Queen Amidala, just holds it back a little bit. But it's everything that he wanted, I think. It doesn't make it bad. It's great. It's a great card. But my choice for the number one art in set 6 in Command is Director Krennic by Omicron Sirit. And this is just another wonderful legendary. I don't know if maybe we are like just our bars are higher for the legendaries maybe at FFG, or they get more time or something, but the legendaries definitely, although they may not be the most powerful, they are definitely pretty. Okay. We see, I love the tilt on it to help the composition out, the troopers in the back, the rain, the color. It's a great card. And so that is Director Krennic by Omicron Sirit, my favorite my favorite art in Command for set 6. Now let's take a look at what the Gonks chose for their favorites in Command. All right, so now on to aggression. 2 cards on this aspect easily stood out, and it was tough for me to decide, but these 2 were by far the best cards in my opinion. The one I give my honorable mention to is Sudden Ferocity by Sebastian Guidobono. My favorite depiction so far of the Grand Inquisitor, with the red and black just mixed in, and just the diagonal lightsaber, just fantastic art. And so that's my honorable mention. My favorite art of aggression was the AAT Incinerator by Ivan Chevrin. Wow, like the foreground that comes out when you have the hyperspace card is just amazing. And then everything's lit up by the flame of the incinerator. This card is just fantastic. Yeah, so that is my favorite art of aggression. So now let's take a look at what the other Gonks chose for their favorites in aggression for set 6. All right, so next up is Cunning. And in Cunning, 2 cards stood out. The first is The Lightmaker by Marco Fiedler. And here we have one of the few space battles in this set. And it's just wonderful. The Lightmaker is there with TIE fighters, X-Wings, lots of stuff going on. Yeah, it's a wonderful card, and that is by Marco Fiedler, Lightmaker. My favorite, and this one just easily stood out amongst all the Cunning cards, was General Grievous. It has tremendous sense of movement with Grievous crouched, and a gorgeous background with reds and purples, which I'm a sucker for. And so General Grievous, a clean line work and art style by Derek Loftman. So my favorite for Cunning in set 6 is General Grievous by Derek Loftman. Now let's take a look at what the other Gonks chose for their favorites in Cunning. All right, finally, we have the neutral aspect cards, and there are 2 cards, again, that easily stood out to me. One that I don't see how you could not choose it. My honorable mention goes to Evil is Everywhere by Vincent Dutrait. Vincent Dutrait has one of the most unusual or easily recognizable art styles. It almost looks like they're using colored pencils, but bright colors, and really heavily saturated with color. Just gorgeous. Almost all the ones that he's done I really enjoy just because of the difference. Like Darth Malik from the Prestiges. Wow, what a great card. But so Evil is Everywhere, the wonderful fight scene between Dooku and Anakin, and that is my honorable mention. The one that I honestly don't know how you couldn't choose it for the neutrals is Darth Nihilus by Joey Vasquez. This card is it's got it all. It's got Nihilus, which is a Legends character that everybody loves, especially if you're into KOTOR. It's got purple. It's got red. It's got lightning. It's got movement. It's got a lightsaber. It's got a guy with a mask. It has everything. This card is fantastic. And my favorite for neutral, and it could be the best card of the set. Definitely expense wise, it might be the most expensive card of the set. And again, it kind of shows that maybe it makes sense. They're spending more times on the legendaries and the legendaries get chosen more. I'm not sure. Now let's take a look at what the other gonks chose for the neutral cards. Hopefully they chose Darth Nihilus. All right, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed our little stroll through the best art, in our opinion, of set 6. Coming soon, since we've got 2 years now of sets from Star Wars Unlimited, I think it's time. I think it's time for what are the biggest duds of each set and in Star Wars Unlimited. That'll be my next video. All right, y'all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.